Greetings and salutations, family. I hope everyone is doing great. Tonight I'm gonna bring you a terrifying Dogman encounter from one of my subscribers. This encounter is absolutely terrifying, and once you guys hear it, you will understand why I had to say it twice. You know what? I'm gonna say it a third time. I hope you guys are ready for this terrifying Dogman encounter, because here we go. Hello, Jeff. My name is Mike, and that's not really my name, but this is my encounter. It was getting to be dusk midsummer of 2016, and there's a trail system behind my house and a small lake about a quarter of a mile from my backyard. I was walking my 4 pit bulls around this small lake and noticed large canine prints in the soft ground that are about 5 times the size of my dog prints. Nerved by this, I bring my dogs home and start to feed and water them. They have their own dog houses and are chained up to them, about 15 feet of chain. I'm relaxing about 15 minutes later, watching TV, and hear the dogs barking and making a commotion, staring at the tree line, which is about 30 to 40 feet from the back of my house. I yell out at them from the window, and they quiet down, so I went back to watching TV. 5 minutes later, it starts up again. This time, the dogs are frantic. I open the window to yell out at them again. But this time, I turn the back lights on, which are not as bright as my floodlights, but they're bright enough, and I see these red eyes, and they're about 5 feet off the ground, and in the light of the moon, a silhouette of a huge, I mean huge dog on all fours, just staring at my dog in the back of the house. I'm freaked out, and I go to my room and grab my .357 handgun and go out back. As I go outside, this creature stands up on its hind legs. This beast looks like a black wolf. Its eyes are red as the flames of hell. It looked like it was on steroids. A black furry bodybuilder with no tail, a huge clawed hands, and a humongous wolf head. It steps towards my dogs, and I fire 2 warning shots, and it bolts back into the woods. I debated on calling 911, but what do I say? God, the cops would think I was crazy, so I calm down and check on my dogs. They calm down and go back into their houses, so I go to bed about an hour later. Morning comes, and I go out to check on my dogs, and I will never forget the mass carnage. I saw all 4 of my dogs were tore up, shredded, gutted. Dear Lord, these dogs were 80 to 100-pound pit bulls, ripped apart like they were nothing. I called the police, and 30 minutes later they came and saw the massacre and started asking me questions. I tell them about last night, and they laugh at me and dismiss my encounter and tell me this was a bear attack. They covered this attack up and told the public and the newspaper a bear had attacked my dogs. I know what I saw. I saw a Dogman, and it had single-handedly torn apart my dogs. Later that day, I went and measured the tree that it was standing by that night, and this creature was easily 9 feet tall and 3 feet wide at the shoulders. This is my encounter. Now, please take my advice and stay out of the woods and be safe. Wow. That's all I have to say. That Dogman encounter is terrifying. Here's another Dogman encounter from North Carolina. This one is not as terrifying or frightening, but all the same encounter. Hey Jeff, this is my Dogman encounter on February 19th of 2018 in Cheraw, South Carolina. That was one of the most terrifying Dogman encounters I have read. I know everyone in my... That has got to be one of the most terrifying Dogman encounters I have read. I've known pit bulls in my life, and yes, some are very nice and some are very aggressive, but as far as a guard dog, I would definitely have to put my money on 4 pit bulls against a bear. I mean, but to have these poor animals just shredded like paper. Wow. Here's our next encounter. This one comes from South Carolina. Hey Jeff, this is my Dogman encounter on February 19th, 2018 in Cheraw, South Carolina around 2 in the afternoon. I was at my cousin's house having coffee with him, and his daughter calls him, asks him to drop off some lunch to her at work. So we stop at the convenience store and grab her some lunch and start out to drop it off. So we're driving, and I'm looking out the passenger side window at the farmland in the woods for the rest of the 15-minute drive. He runs in the food to her, and we head back out to his house. So now I'm staring off at the other side of the fields, and I see a huge black with silver-furred dog crouched on its hind legs by the tree line. Crouched down, it was at least 4.5 to 5 feet in height, with a huge head. The creature doesn't even acknowledge the car, and instead it's just eyeing the cows across the road in the field. I go back a couple days later and no tracks. It had rained that day right after we had passed the animal, and I will not go back there ever again. Wow. 2 Dogman encounters from the Carolinas. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I know I did. I know the first story, when I heard it, it just captivated me. The man was talking to me on the phone, and I'm jotting down notes, and I literally had to sit for a good couple of hours to write it out exactly how he told it to me. And I don't know about you, but this gives me a new perspective on the Dogman. We all know pit bulls are not small animals. They're not afraid of things. They're very aggressive, very nice dogs, but very aggressive at times. And to get shredded like that's insane. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this stories, excuse me, and I want to thank everybody for all of your support, and I will keep coming with the encounters. I've got a bunch more subscriber stories and a bunch of other encounters waiting to get read and waiting to get heard. So tomorrow I'm going to put together a longer piece. I just wanted to put these 2 encounters out together, just because the Dogman encounter with the pit bulls really, actually, it mortified me when I heard it. So have a good night, guys, and thanks for always listening.